Okay, we're going to start today's formal 1st of June webinar as part of the Reef Fish Conversation series. You've got two presenters, myself, Adam Smith, CEO of Reef Ecologic, and Sarah Hodgson, who's the Executive Officer of the Museum of Underwater Art. We're going to talk largely about Reefblitz and citizen science tools, particularly iNaturalist, and a whole range of events that are happening, particularly in Townsville, but also applicable through the whole of the Great Barrier Reef. I'll start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land and sea country on which we live, work, and play. And for our part of the world, Townsville, it's the Woolga and Mundaburra people, and I recognise their elders, past, present, and emerging. So, firstly, what is a reef blitz? Well, a reef blitz or a bioblitz is an event that involves people and it allows them to focus on the biodiversity around them. It's often constrained by time and space, and the challenge is to try and take as many photos and identify as many species as possible. Traditionally, bioblitzes are done on land, in national parks, in towns, sometimes even much bigger than that. For example, we have the Great Southern Bioblitz, which applies to the Southern Hemisphere, but very few people focus on the marine environment. And that's certainly one of the gaps that we're trying to fill by making this opportunity available to the people of Queensland. Why host an event? Well, firstly, they're great fun, but they also have a great opportunity to encourage people to get outdoors, to go underwater, to see some familiar species, but also record something perhaps they've never seen before. And this has benefits not only for scientific outcomes, but for organisations, particularly if they're involved in tourism or citizen scientists, and individuals and communities. So you can be young, you can be old, you can be super experienced or a beginner, but we're hosting an event that has something for everyone. And what is iNaturalist? Look, a lot of people know about it now. It is one of the biggest citizen science apps in the world. It's also one of the easiest citizen science apps in the world. It's a global platform that you can use on your phone or underwater camera, and it's as simple as taking a photograph, adding it to the app, with the tools of artificial intelligence helping identify it, and then peer review other people having a conversation. It is a crowdsourcing thing. The data is readily available. We've found it a really great tool to get people involved. So how it works, you record your observations, you share it with fellow iNaturalists, you discuss your findings, and the beauty of this is it also contributes to umbrella platforms like the Atlas of Living Australia. A little bit more sophistication because some people are visual. You can take a photo, in an example of this, of a butterfly. Automatically, your phone will upload the geodata, the date, the time, the location, and also provide you with a suggestion of the species, and then other people peer review it. And what we ideally hope for is we get research grade observations. Underwater, it's a bit trickier. It's really hard to automatically geolocate photos. It is possible, but what we often do is we take photos with an underwater camera and then upload those to a computer, put in our own data on location and time, and it's just an extra small step. You don't have to do it one by one. You can also upload large batches. So typically this week, if we do a snorkel or a dive, we'd be hoping to upload anywhere from 50 to up to 100 observations a day. If you haven't already signed up for iNaturalist, the QR code's a really easy way to do it. All you need is an email in order to create a profile name. Most people use their name, some people use nicknames, and you also need a password. So that's the little green bird. There are a lot of guides available. Some of them have been created by Reef Ecologic, such as the one on the left. Others have been created by the Atlas of Living Australia. Some of them are really simple, one pages, and some of them are really detailed, 30 or 40 pages. So there's something for everyone. You can also Google on the web and find some videos on how to use iNaturalist. But the best way to learn is to have someone show you, to help you sign on, take your first photograph, and then take you through the process in uploading it, identifying it, and peer reviewing it. And once you've done your first 1 or 10, it becomes really, really easy, and it is a little bit addictive. So as of 27th of May, this is a heat map of iNaturalists throughout the world. Can you believe there's almost 320 million? Yes, that's 320 million observations of over 567,000 species by over 4.2 million people. That's huge. You can see that there's a lot of areas in North America, the east coast of Australia, where there is a lot of observations. There's a lot of observations on land, and there's a lot of gaps on the ocean. But still, it's really quite an incredible coverage of the world. Here's the top observations that have been made by iNaturalists throughout the world. Top one is the mallard, a duck, followed by the honeybee, lady beetles, sparrows, geese, herons, rock pigeons. I guess what you can see is that people love their birds and they love their insects and they love taking photos of them and recording it, which is fantastic. As I mentioned earlier, there is a real gap in terms of observations of marine species. Remember, I said there's been over 400 million observations of iNaturalists. Well, less than 1% of those are of our aquatic friends. And the most common ones observed underwater have been the bluegill, bass, European carp, rainbow trout. But I will point out proudly that the bluefin leather jacket in the second row is an Australian species that has been recorded in huge numbers. But that observation's also got a bit of a sting to it in that most of those species were dead as a result of the algal blooms in South Australia. So you can take observations of both live and dead species and record them to iNaturalist. In terms of Australia, we're great citizen scientists and iNaturalists. And when we gave this talk last year, there was less than 10 million observations. So we're now close to 15 million, which is a huge increase. Over 60,000 species, 145,000 observers. That's huge and supported by 50,000 identifiers. So there's a community of over 200,000 people that are interested in using this app to either have fun, learn, or share knowledge. And in Australia, here's our top species. Again, quite a lot of birds, but the koala's right up there. So is the eastern grey kangaroo and a water dragon. So they're all pretty cool and very Australian, and good on you that the magpie is number one. What's it look like if you're an underwater enthusiast? Look, there's that bluefin leather jacket again, far and away the most observed marine species in Australia with over 17,000 observations. Most of the rest of the species are what I would call temperate marine fish that occur in our cooler waters. So globefish, leatherjacket, the eastern blue groper, which is actually the aquatic emblem for New South Wales, the common sea dragon, a smooth-toed fish, etc. Cool species, great to have those observations, but certainly we are really keen to encourage more observations of some of our tropical species, and not just by divers, but also by fishers and others. Um, Largely, we're talking to divers, but this also applies to fishers and beach walkers. In order to make a really good photo for iNaturalist, we really like you to make observations of wild organisms, not ones in aquaria, not ones that are in a fish shop. We really keen for you to take identifiable photos. So for a fish, that's something that's on its side rather than something swimming away from you or something that doesn't have all its diagnostic characteristics. And ideally, you take multiple photos and upload them all together to increase the chance of a really good identification. Down the bottom of this slide, we've got pay attention to metadata, because what often happens for beginners is they either forget to put in a location or forget to put in a date, so their observation is not valid and not recorded. And often one of the roles of an identifier is to provide commentary and help people get that data so that it eventually becomes a research grade observation, as indicated by that green ribbon. And here's two examples of a photo of a small fish. One is with a big background, and yes, it's on its side, so you could upload that to iNaturalist and probably get a good species identification. But often what we do is we post-process our photos, and we might screenshot some of them so that the fish is the predominant species in the image, and it makes it a lot easier to identify the species, and not only for scientists, but the community. So Reefblitz events have been around for a while, and from my research, they were actually started by the Great Barrier Reef Foundation about 10 years ago, actually here in Townsville. But since then, they've been done by a range of different organisations, and certainly Reef Ecologic have done them extensively over the last 5 or 6 years. Um, there's a bit of an umbrella project showing that there's around 25,000 observations of 2,700 species associated with Reefblitz events, which are generally events over a couple of days to a week to a month. And I'm going to show the history of Reefblitz, and we've tried to keep it consistent so that the data is useful and comparable over time. So in the Great Barrier Reef and Queensland waters, we try and facilitate events between the 1st and the 8th of June. The 8th of June is a really important date. It's World Ocean Day, but we've also got World Environment Day on the 5th of June and Queensland Day on the 6th of June. And it allows us a bit of flexibility if the weather's not great in order to get some good data. And really pleasingly, the number of people associated with Reefblitz has grown hugely over time, from 34 in 2002 to 160 in 2025. But that's still not enough. Ideally, we would want 500 or 1,000 people, because there's many tourists and divers and fishers that use our reefs and see some amazing things. So why not take a photo and add it to iNaturalist? We've been reasonably consistent with the number of observations, between about 1,540 and 2,574, and the number of species has been great, between 432 and 650. And another way to show this is through a series of graphs, where it's been really popular with people, as I've mentioned, and the observations and the species have varied a little bit. And that could be due to weather, it could be due to the diversity of sites where people have gone to record the species. The projects are available online for each year. As you can see from a quick scan, fish do predominate in our Reefblitz observations, but there's also quite a lot of photos of coral and marine birds, as well as turtles. Some years are right up there. So there is some consistency, such as certain species of butterfly fish or batfish or wrasses are quite common each year and predominant. And that was last year. Last year there was more birds than normal, particularly from the southeast corner. So what are we hoping for in 2026? Again, we're hoping that Reefblitz will grow even more and will have benefits for more people from the tip of Cape York to Brisbane, and particularly the key centres where people view the reef. Our islands, Magnetic Island, Fitzroy Islands, the Keppels, the Whitsundays, but also the key centres where people go out from Cairns, Townsville, Whitsundays, Mackay, Gladstone. And of course, we've got a whole range of research stations up and down the coast from Lizard Island to Orpheus Island to Heron Island. If people are out there in the water having fun, it'd be great if they could take a photo and upload it to Reefblitz and be part of a community. You'll have fun and you will learn. I'm going to hand over to my colleague Sarah to tell us a little bit about some of the events that were happening in Townsville.
Yeah, for sure. So, as Adam mentioned, the Reefblitz will be running from today on the 1st to World Ocean Day on the 8th of June. This project includes Townsville waters, but also all throughout Queensland waters, as mentioned. And it involves, citizen scientists, divers, snorkelers, fishers, tourists, students, basically open to anyone who's interested in getting involved and keen to learn. And yeah, like it's very easy to use, as he said. You just have to sign up, take photos. So yeah, we're really excited to get everyone involved in this. Just have to sign up. So yeah, as Adam mentioned, I'm the executive officer of the Museum of Underwater Art, which works very closely with Reef Ecologic with a lot of our citizen science projects, especially for the next week, as we'll be running events most days from Thursday or even from Wednesday. But World Ocean Day, for those of you who haven't heard of it before, it's a global event which basically unites and rallies the world to protect and restore our oceans and our blue planet, and really highlights the ocean's critical role in sustaining life on Earth, and promoting collective action for marine conservation. And it really provides the opportunity to focus on protecting the environment, preventing pollution, and saving marine habitats. So this year's theme is Strong Marine Protected Areas for Our Blue Planet. And you can see on to the right here a number of our events that we'll be running this coming weekend, which we're really excited to get people involved with, where you can get involved in this Reefblitz with us. So here you can see some more events that we'll be running as well. There's a dive going out to the Museum of Underwater Art at John Brewer Reef on Thursday. You can snorkel or dive. You can learn how to use iNaturalist and other citizen science methods, take photos, and there's also a bonus underwater drawing workshop that's got limited spots with one of MOA's board members, Kerry, which is very exciting. So if you're an artist, you can also get involved. We've also got, as Adam mentioned, the events on this weekend, on the Sunday and the Monday. We'll be going out to the Museum of Underwater Art again, doing some coral transplanting, actually with the artist of MOA, Jason McCares-Taylor, which is really exciting. We also have a big Reefblitz event on Saturday morning with pleasure divers at Jeffrey Bay on Magnetic Island. So if you're interested, Adam will be running talks and we'll all be helping out and basically teaching people how to do this. So yeah, keen to see people get involved. So another great use of iNaturalist is the ability to make field guides from projects. So over the last couple of years, Reef Ecologic has made a number of field guides, some for the fish of Magnetic Island, Yumbanan, a field guide to the fish of John Brewer Reef, where MOA is, for the fish of Orpheus Island, and a number of other parts, which is really exciting and a really good tool to use, I guess, to help your own fish identification and marine species identification. So you can, if you go out on a dive or a snorkel or a spearfish and you see a fish species that you haven't recognized before, you haven't seen before, you can go back online, check out these field guides on our website afterwards and have a flick through and just have a look and try to see if you can find what you saw. So yeah, really great way of practicing your species ID and learning a bit. Yeah, so as Adam mentioned, this is part of our Reef Conversations webinar series, which we try to run once a month. The last one we had was just 2 weeks ago with Richard Fitzpatrick, which was really exciting. He was telling us about his work and experience with sharks and megafauna as well as cinematography underwater. So most of our webinars are posted on YouTube. This last one is just about to be posted, and the one you're currently watching will be posted as well. So a really great way to reach a wider audience, and they are accessible and watchable at any time after being posted. We also just want to say thank you, I guess, to all of our partners and collaborators. We work with a really wide range of organizations and individuals to do our citizen science work, and this includes the Museum of Underwater Art, different universities, various tourism operators, which help take us out to do these Reefblitz events, as well as some citizen science organizations and others that we're really excited to work with.
And this year, you may or may not know, on the 7th of June, it's so popular for Reefblitz that we're not taking just one boat, we're taking 2 boats out to Drumborough Reef. One boat's travelling down from Mission Beach, and of course, Adrenaline Dive, who we work very closely with as our local dive tourism experts, will be going out together. And yeah, great opportunity for a lot of people to collaborate, take photos, do some reef blitzing, and also listen to artists and scientists about what they do and why. The other thing is we put out a media release just yesterday to try and let the broader media know what we're doing for Reefblitz. Traditionally, we do some interviews with local radio, TV, or newspapers. There was a double-page spread in the Townsville Bulletin last weekend. So what we're trying to do is to reach more people and get them involved in learning about the reef, caring about the reef, and taking positive action. And then the next step is, how is this data used? And over time, we recognise that there's some fantastic organisations doing some great work in undertaking research and monitoring of a whole range of species. Particularly coral is really well surveyed, and so is seagrass. But fish is actually harder. It moves, it's diverse, it's expensive to monitor. So one of the opportunities that we've been talking to local science and NRM organisations is, how do we use this amazing Reefblitz and citizen science data to help report back to the community about the health or otherwise of our fish stocks in our local areas. And that's the focus of these boxes in red, and the view that it would be great to organise the data and report back. And one of the key platforms to do that is to write up your methodology and your ideas in a scientific paper, which we've done and published last year. So that's proven the methodology, and it allows the data we've collected for the last 5 years and ongoing to potentially be used as an ecological health indicator. So that's really great that the community can be involved in trusted local research grade science that contributes to our understanding of fish health at our local reefs. Here's one of the infographics from the paper that shows how you're involved, which is pretty much stage one. Take a photo and upload it. And then other scientists do the stage 2 assessment by incorporating that data, comparing it to other data sets, looking at effort, mapping it. And then stage 3 is done by NRM bodies in annual regional report cards, we hope. over time. So there's plenty of good data out there, and this is an awesome opportunity to add real value to its use. If you'd like more information on citizen science and particularly fish, we've also done a discussion or a white paper. It's available there, particularly about how we can integrate the great works into future policy and funding, and what is the role of peak bodies. And traditionally, there is quite a considerable amount of money that goes to science in the Great Barrier Reef. A lot of it goes to government. Yes, some of it does go to community, but I think the trend over time is more and more data is being collected by the community, and it has great value for being efficient and effective. So we would like to just open up that discussion of where we can collaborate together. And finally, if you would like to contact us directly, there's an email and a phone number. I'm now going to stop sharing, and there is the opportunity for any questions. If you'd like to share your video and ask questions of either Sarah or myself. I can see Susie Munt is online. Susie, are you coming up to Townsville this year?
I am. I'm flying on
Fantastic.
Friday and I'll be out with you.
Great. And Susie, bit of an update. How many iNaturalist observations have you made so far?
Oh, that's a good question. I need to look at my app.
Yeah.
Not as
Okay.
many as I should. I definitely need to do some more.
Okay, great. Thanks, Susie. I also see we've got Rachel Bowater, who we've collaborated with on some of the citizen science at Mission Beach, and I believe you're going to be joining us on World Ocean Day, Rachel. Rachel, we can't hear you. You're muted and we can't see you.
Sorry. I've unmuted myself and I don't know if my video is working. Sorry. Oh, that's right, because I'm at work on my other screen. Anyway, yeah, I love to sorry, I'll just open my screen and put you sorry.
That's okay. We can see you, we can hear you. How are you
Yeah,
doing
sorry.
with your
How are you?
iNaturalist observations? How many have you made, and have you got your whole family into it yet?
I'm trying to, I'm working on it. Yeah, I've still got a lot of entries to put in myself, just yeah, finding the time to do it, I guess. But I'm keen to get back involved and do a bit more. I don't know how many, I'll have to have a quick look. Sorry, it's not on my work, but it's on my phone. But yeah, I guess I did a lot for you guys last year on that citizen science project, and that was really good. And I think Reef BioBlitz or something, I did something last year. So yeah, I'd like to do some more to help. But yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, so
we're looking forward to seeing you on the Monday. And I've got my friend Al from the Gold Coast. Al, where were your last iNaturalist observations from? It was a pretty cool place.
Yes, it was. It was actually just very recent, a week ago. We did um, more than 200 observations in Tuvalu, which is in the one of the Pacific Islands. It was a great opportunity to be able to yeah, visit the place, do the survey, and record observations. Before we went there, there was just 2 or 3 observations, but now the project that we started has over 400, I think.
Fantastic, Al. And Niveditha, congratulations on completing your advanced diving certificate. I believe you were at the Yongala on the weekend, and it must have killed you not to be able to have a camera and take photos of all the amazing things that you saw.
Yeah, it was amazing to have to go for a dive at Yongala. I saw lots of cool things, but yes, it was kind of sad that I couldn't record anything because I was told that it was a training dive and I couldn't take my camera. but I saw turtles and I saw sea snake and lots of fishes. It was actually surprising that a wreck could hold so much beauty and so much uh, there was so much life on a wreck. That was actually amazing to watch, and it was fun.
Thank you. And Joanne, Stacey, how are you this morning? What was your last photograph for iNaturalist, Joe?
My last photograph was a long tom at Maggie Island in the port at the ferry terminal.
Thanks, Joe.
Cool.
And just to let everyone else know, my most recent photograph was this morning. I always try and take one photo a day at least during Reefblitz, and I was walking along Ross Creek and I took a photo of an archerfish. So that's my goal, to have at least one photo of a bird or a fish every day for Reefblitz. I've just seen an email that ABC want to do an interview tomorrow morning at 7:45, which is pretty fantastic. So Sarah and I, and maybe Niv, will head down and do that tomorrow morning and hopefully get the information out to the broader community and get them involved to come out to the reef and learn a new skill and meet some amazing people. I'm going to stop there and see if anyone's got any other questions before we wrap up today's session of Reef Conversations.
When does the photo competition close?
I believe it was last night at 11:59. It closed, yeah.
I have one quick question, Adam. With the dead, you said you could take photos of dead animals, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, because at uni here, I run a wildlife pack, and we've got 2 deceased turtles in this afternoon that we're going to be finding out why they died. So I could take a photo of those and upload them. Is that right?
You certainly could, yeah. And
Right.
in fact, there was a guy called Ken Graham who used to do a lot of deep water trawling, and he's now taking photos of his museum specimens and uploading them to iNaturalist so that it's accessible to the public. Yeah, you just have to probably put in the location of where you collected the turtle rather than having it at the JCU lab.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we get it. We usually get a history from the people that submit the carcasses, whether it's from Townsville or Airlie Beach from EcoBarge.
Yep.
Yeah. So do they have to have been deceased this year? Because some of these turtles have
No.
been,
You can
they've
put
been
in data from 20 years ago if you've got the valid geodata of time and location. And some people, particularly retired people, are now going through their collection of tens of thousands of underwater photos and adding them to iNaturalist.
right. So if it, but if, for example, if the turtles come from Airlie Beach and it was found on a particular date, it had been in a hospital and then it died, you would want the exact like location that it's stranded, or do you
Yeah, I
understand?
think as long as you've got some data and have explained it, then that would be fine.
Okay, yeah, it's probably good to get the information in there anyway, because someone might be looking at that information.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No,
Thanks.
great. Look, thanks everyone for attending today. We'll add this recording over the next couple of days, and we'll look forward to seeing you all in person for some magic diving and observing and iNaturalist opportunities during Reefblitz 2026. Thank you.
Thanks.